Have you ever caught yourself thinking of your job as just a temporary stop? You know, a place to build up your resume before you leap to the next better thing? It's a super common way to think these days. But what if we're looking at it all wrong? What if the real gold isn't the paycheck or the title, but something way deeper? Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to tackle this whole stopover mindset that's so popular. Then we'll flip the script and reframe the workplace as a kind of school. After that, we'll get into the incredible power of just changing your perspective, how to actually turn that new thinking into action, and finally, we'll wrap up with a new way to look at self-growth for today's world. All right, first up, let's really dig into this modern feeling, this idea that so many of us have that our current job is just a stepping stone on the way to something else. You know, it wasn't that long ago that the dream was a lifelong career with one company. You got in, you stayed, you retired. But today, for so many of us, a job is seen more as a strategic stopover. It's a place to grab new skills, add a line to the resume, and then move on. And look, that can be a smart way to build a career, but it comes with some pretty serious hidden costs. See, this mindset kicks off a pretty nasty cycle. When we see our job as just a temporary gig, we don't really give it our all, do we? And in return, companies start to see employees as disposable assets, not long-term partners. This creates this downward spiral where nobody's really invested in anyone else's success. It's a cycle of mutual disengagement. But what if we've been looking at this from the wrong angle entirely? This brings us to the really big idea, the core of this whole explainer. Let me just ask you this. What's the main thing you get from your job? The first answer is probably your salary, right? Maybe some benefits. But is that it? Is that the whole story? The source material we're digging into today really pushes us to think way bigger. Here's the key insight. A job is a unique social laboratory. It's basically a mini society packed with raw, unfiltered lessons on how people communicate, how they handle conflict, how they navigate power, all the stuff you just can't learn from a textbook. And this leads us to this amazing concept, this social school. Think about your job this way for a second. You're not just an employee, you're a student. The work you do every day, that's your tuition. And the curriculum, it's everything happening around you. That difficult boss, that impossible project, even the office drama. It's all a chance to study human nature up close. Now, how you decide to view this school changes absolutely everything. It's basically the difference between complaining about every assignment and becoming the star student. The material we're looking at uses a really powerful analogy to make this point crystal clear. Imagine you were born into a world that was completely destroyed by war. You didn't choose it. You had no say in it. But it's the hand you were dealt. Faced with that, you really have two paths. You can be the complainer, who just focuses on how unfair it all is. Why me? Why was I born into this chaos? Or you can be the acceptor. Now, this doesn't mean you like this situation. It just means you ask a better question. Okay, I'm here. There must be something for me to learn in this. And the final destinations of those two paths are worlds apart. The complainer gets stuck, trapped in a victim mindset, and their personal growth just stops. But the acceptor, by digging into their reality, they experience this incredible, rapid personal growth. And believe it or not, this exact same dynamic plays out in how we approach our jobs. So adopting this new mindset is powerful stuff, for sure. But here's the thing. A change in perspective is just the beginning. If it doesn't change what you do, it doesn't matter. So how do we actually put this into practice? The real first move is to fully commit to that acceptor mindset. And let's be super clear. This is not about pretending problems don't exist. Not at all. It's about seeing every single situation, even the frustrating ones, as data, as a lesson. That shift is the key that unlocks your ability to see opportunities for growth that other people just walk right past. But the source gives us a little warning here because there's a common trap. It's really easy to just get stuck in your head, right? Endlessly analyzing what you know and comparing it to what other people know. But true growth, that comes from moving beyond just thinking about things and actually creating something. And that leads us right into our final section, a super practical, modern strategy for taking all those lessons from your social school and turning them into something tangible, something real. So what does this actually look like? Here's a 4-step playbook. First, organize. Get all those lessons and ideas out of your brain and into some kind of system. Second, leverage. Use modern tools like AI not to think for you, but to act like a sparring partner, helping you shape and structure your ideas. Third, and this is the big one, create. Make something. An article, a presentation, a detailed post. And finally, number 4, share. Put it out into the world.
And look, this isn't just about self-promotion. The act of making something out of your own unique experience builds this incredible sense of pride. It solidifies what you've learned. You go from being a passive observer to an active creator in your field. And that, my friends, opens doors you never even knew were there.
This final quote really just nails the whole mindset shift we've been talking about. The old way of just waiting for someone to give you a chance, that's over. Today, the real power is in your ability to fully process, learn from, and create value out of the environment you are in right now. So, I'll leave you with this one question. Tomorrow, when you head into work, what are you going to see? A temporary stopover that you have to put up with, or a social school, just packed with lessons waiting for you to find them? The choice really is all yours.